This is Jackie with All Access, and I'm here with Mallory Knox here at Austin South by Southwest Festival. Um, we were meant to speak a while back in DC where it was cold and snowy, and now it's nice and warm here in Austin. Describe what sets your band apart from the masses of bands here.
Here, I think our attitude. I think we're all about kind of getting stuck into a show as much as we can. I mean, that's kind of hard to say because it sounds like you're being mean to every other band, but for us personally, like, a show is like the be all and end all. It's the amalgamation of all our hard work behind the scenes. So it's always 100% from us. And we'll never get any less.
I like that approach. That's good. Describe the process of recording your new album, Asymmetry, that's also out now.
Oh, well, it was kind of a long one for us. It was the first time we've had kind of backing from a major label, so it was a very different dynamic to how the first recording of the first album was. We had a lot more time. We had an amazing producer called Gil Norton who worked on like some Foo Fighters records and Futures by Jimmy Eat World and Pixies, and it was very surreal for us to sort of get him on board and for him to become sort of like the sixth member of the band. We had a few hiccups here and there. The studio we were in originally burnt down kind of about 2 weeks before the end of the record. It wasn't our fault. We'll say that.
It's a good thing you added that in there too.
Absolutely, yeah, for insurance purposes anyway. But yeah, it was a really interesting ride, and I like to think that the end result was absolutely worth all the kind of stresses and stuff from things like the studio disappearing and things like that. It was an interesting one, but it was an amazing one. Sure.
Is there one song on Asymmetry that is the best representation of the whole album?
What do you reckon, Samboy?
I don't know. It's like hard when we don't really write songs to sound the same. We just write what kind of happens at the time, and if you want to try and pinpoint what we're all about, I guess you have to listen to the whole album. I don't want to just put one song to what we do. Do you know what I mean? But it's hard. Definitely. It all depends. As I said, we just write an album, and that could be one song to another, but I don't know. It's pretty difficult.
They're all quite different sounding. That's, but the same band kind of thing. It's hard to explain.
Different but the same. Okay.
But the same. There you go. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's. I think we kind of like, because of our kind of joint musical tastes and things. It kind of spreads across quite a lot of genres and things. So one song might be like poppy as they come, and then the next one's a little bit heavier and rockier and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. I get what they're saying. It's kind of hard to pinpoint one.
All right, I won't make you choose then. It's okay.
Thank you.
So you guys have extensive festival experience over in the UK.
Sure.
How do you use sort of your knowledge and that comfort, perhaps, of the familiarity to playing Austin South by Southwest Festival, which is, I'm safe to assume, is nothing like that?
Of course. Well, it's always different because there's a lot of industry folk here. There's some awesome fans and things that come by too, which is great. But primarily for us anyway, particularly being so new in the States, a lot of it is industry folks and things, which we appreciate has to happen, So there's a lot of people stood there, kind of doing that. If this was like 5-10 years ago, it would have been everybody on their Blackberries, kind of, just looking and writing and things. So it's a lot of that. And you just kind of need to realize that's the way it is, But likewise, learning from back home and on the festivals and things, that people are here to have a good time. They want to have a good time, they want to have fun and stuff, even if, they are stood there on their mobiles. So, yeah, that's it. It's about playing to the best of your ability and making sure that you entertain.
There are still definitely lots of folks on their phones, and you sort of just want to...
Perhaps not the Blackberries anymore, but,
No, but you still want to grab them and throw them sometimes. But they are sort of a necessary evil. How do you guys use social media to spread the word?
I mean, social media is important, isn't it? I mean, this is our resident social media man, generally.
I don't really I just use it to. I don't know. It's a good tool. I've always said the internet is for bands like us. I don't think we would have been here without the internet. But when you get to a certain level, you don't want the internet to exist because everyone just illegally downloads your album. You don't make any money. But I think if bands use it to the best of their ability, they could really go a long way. Like with us, we used not so much social media, but we put our first EP up for free download and stuff, and then we pushed it online and stuff like that. So I think in terms of new bands, you have to really be kind of on it. But at the same time, don't take yourself too seriously because it's boring. just say what's on your mind and be fun about it. Like, that's kind of how we do it.
Spend your time on your music. That's definitely more
I'm such a
important.
granddad when it comes to social media. Like, they're always trying to prompt me to do things and stuff. I'm getting there though. I like to think I am anyway. You know, as I get older, I'm becoming slightly more on it. But it's going to take a couple more years yet before I'm sort of a social media guru, I think.
And then you can afford someone else to do the work for you.
That's it. That's the thing.
Take care of
I'll
that.
finally get just there, and then they'll be like, right, we're taking it off your hands now.
Or they invented something completely new.
I can't keep up. I can't. I'll still be tweeting in 20 years' time.
Or MySpace.
Or MySpacing. Yeah, let's not.
That's how you know. That's how you know you're old school, when you're still on your MySpace profile. Sorry. So you've had success over in the UK, and you're moving over here now to take over the US. What is success for you guys? How do you sort of gauge that when in 2015, you're right, record sales are dwindling, but the bands keep playing, and that's important.
Absolutely. I mean, music is important. You know, fundamentally, I think so much of what music is about gets confused in the kind of the multiple aspects of it. You know, like, people take far too much time and energy on things besides the music itself. You know, and I think success sort of for us.
Success is personal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about record sales, it's not about charting, it's not about how many shows you sell out, it's how you feel when you're doing it. Like, the fact that we're in Austin, Texas, and we're doing something at South by Southwest, for me, is an achievement, and that's success to me. I never thought that I'd be at the age of 25. I thought I'd be working in like a dead-end job somewhere, so the fact that I get to do this, that's how I kind of judge it. I don't judge it on all this stuff that they talk about. Oh, you've got to sell this many records, you're going to get dropped by a record label. I don't care. We're here, we're doing it. That's success to me. That's how
I like it. It's not about numbers. It's about playing the music.
Yeah, for sure. It's about the fact that you can play a show, as we were saying, and kids can kind of turn up at stupid o'clock in the morning, queuing up to see you play. Like, but not only that, but across the Atlantic or over the other side of the world in Australia or something like that. It's mind blowing, and it's the most heartwarming thing, and that's success to us.
Well said. So what's up next for you guys after Austin and South by Southwest?
So we go home for a little while. We do a couple of bits and bobs in the UK and in Europe. We do Rock am Ring and Rock im Park in Germany, and then we have Download Festival in the UK, which we're very excited about. And then to top all that off, we actually come back over to the States for our second proper kind of tour for Warped Tour, in which I'm going to get extremely burnt and may not make it back, but it'll be worth it nonetheless. And we're very excited about that.
Well, I will see you on Warped Tour. I'll bring you some SPF 90 when for our next interview. It goes up to 100.
Well, depending on where you see us, it might have to be the aloe vera stuff, you know, the after sun. Yeah, it might be too late by then for me. So, yeah, maybe another singer as well for these guys, because I might not be possible.
So bring an umbrella or lots of SPF to check out Mallory Knox this summer or throughout the year. This is Jackie. Thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change.